Hello, disease and society class. Today I will be talking to you about herpes simplex virus 1 and 2. Okay, let's get right into it. Let's look at the microbiology of herpes. So there are over 100 herpes viruses, but only 8 affect humans. The most common types of herpes is herpes simplex 1 and 2. Herpes viruses feature distinct four-layered structure. The core, which holds the large double-stranded DNA genome. The second part is the DNA that is enclosed by, let's see this big word, icosapentaterol capsid made up of capsomers. And then these are surrounding the capsid is an amorphous protein layer known as the tegument. Lastly, the virus is encased in an envelope consisting of lipid bilayer embedded with glycoproteins. So, transcription, genome replication, and capsid assembly take place in the host cell nucleus. The virus infects the host cell, and it's the same steps we learned in class. But let's go into depth about the viral gene replication and how the virus kills the cell. So the first stage is the immediate early genes encode regulatory proteins. The early genes encode the enzymes for the viral DNA replication, and the late genes encode structural proteins. The tegument and envelope form a viron bud through the nuclear membrane or endoplasmic reticulum, and the virons are then transported to the cell membrane via Golgi complex. And the host cell dies with mature virons are released, killing the cell. So herpes simplex virus 1, it's more or less just cold sores. Some of these pictures are pretty brutal, but honestly, for the most part, HSV1 is not that bad. HSV1 is responsible and is mostly called oral herpes, which shows symptoms of cold sores or fevers, blisters on or around the mouth. The majority of people with oral herpes do not experience symptoms. This is non-sexually transmitted. The herpes that do spread through saliva, but this is not through sexual contact. So let's look at herpes simplex virus 2. This is the infamous sexually transmitted disease. And symptoms include pain or itching around the genitals, small bumps or blisters around the genitals, anus, or mouth, painful ulcers that form when blisters rupture and ooze or bleed, scabs that form as the ulcers heal, and painful urination. People do not always experience symptoms of HSV2, but can still spread the virus. Symptoms start about 2 to 12 days after incubation. So this is a picture of what it looks like. You can go look up more pictures of what HSV2 looks like. I did not include it on this presentation because it is a bit too much for me, and I don't want everyone to see that. So, yeah. So the mortality. HSV1 and 8 and 2 are generally not fatal. But in the instance that when a mother has herpes and she is pregnant, she can pass the herpes on to the child, and that could be before or after delivery. Right? And if a child then gets herpes, it's called a neonatal herpes and is life-threatening for the child. But it is treatable. Women who are pregnant, they need to go on types of medication, and they would have to be observed more than usual during their pregnancy. Yeah. So reoccurring HSV2 and treatment. So over the first year of contracting the virus, herpes symptoms can often recur. A lot of the times it can be more mild throughout the year, but there is no cure to genital herpes. But there are medicines that can help against outbreaks and kind of lessen the pain. One can pass on herpes if they are not experiencing symptoms. So once you have herpes, you're going to have herpes for life. So let's look at the prevalence. So the prevalence of HSV1, we see here that The total population that is adjusted is almost 50%. So this is a common disease. People do get this virus a decent amount. And we're going to look here at ages 14 and 19. There's a 27% chance that a person will get it. This goes up by the time you're 50. You have a 60% chance to get this virus for HSV1. And females tend to have a higher percentage of contracting this virus. This graph right here was made by the CDC. I think it was around 2015. So, and for HSV2, this is obviously less prominent, less prevalent. We see that 12% of people in America get this disease, and it's really low by the ages of 14 and 19. But it heightens a lot to 21% by the age of almost 50. This is because this is a sexually encountered disease, so it's not going to be able to be passed on as easily as HSV1, which is through saliva. And this, again, 15% of women do get this, which is a little bit more than men. So yeah. The NIH has put together strategic plans to combat herpes. Mostly it's based off of trying to just research it and just containing it, making sure that there's no outbreaks in bigger communities, and if there is, then they try to make sure that it doesn't spread too much. But they are developing a vaccine. It is not at the top of their list because it doesn't kill people, and the treatment is doable. It's possible. So this is not the biggest concern of NIH, but it is important. They still look into it. So yeah. And then here are some famous celebrities that have gotten herpes. One up here is Usher right there. Magic Johnson has also gotten herpes on top of having AIDS. He has also contracted herpes, which people did not know about. I just learned about that. And I was looking up different celebrities who have gotten herpes. And honestly, it was a very long list. This is a very big disease that a bunch of famous people have definitely gotten, which, understanding the disease, it makes sense. Yeah. And that concludes my presentation. I hope you guys learned a lot about this disease. Can't wait to hear y'all's questions about it. Thank you guys.